women for taking me under her wing.
Because that journey started 13 years ago when Jackie migrated from Scotland.
Yeah, that's right.
My very first day at the college that I ran, and I used to look after all the international students, I authorised this visa for this Scottish woman that wanted to come over. And that's how our journey has been for 13 years, and it's been an amazing growth of us going through so many layers and layers and layers. So we have had an amazing journey together. And so I'm from Adelaide, Sellex Beach, which is on the southern Fleurieu Peninsula. You've probably heard of McLaren Vale, the wine region, so that might give you a bearing of where I'm near. But I'm very much connected with Mother Earth, and I do a lot of earth work. And when I joined the grandmothers 2.5 years ago in Yukai, both Rachel and I went there thinking I was being nominated as an earth angel. And Nan says, Jenny, come here. Oh, I've done something wrong. And I'm not going to make you an earth angel. I went, oh, I really did do something wrong. She goes, no, you're a grandmother. I thought, oh. And then it was like this amazing journey over the last 2.5 years. And I've seen a lot of growth within me. Growing into that energy is huge energy to come into, as well as that on my personal journeys and things as well. And I really can see, because you can see a lot about yourself in your growth and in your aspects, because like Jack explained, here she's having this huge, like literally rocking with the vortex and all of that. Well, when I was here 18 months ago, I went through all that shaking and rattling and shifting and moving, and this time on the lands, I'm just at one with it, you know. And so I can see that I've done a lot of that journeying, personal journeying for me. And these last few years, probably about 5 years, I've done very much focusing on me. My family's grown up, my boys are older and all of those things. So as all women, you know, we always devote all of our nurturing and loving and everything else to our families and homes and all of that. And then there comes a time when all of a sudden you think, it's my time. And so this is where I started to, you know, I mean, my mother died in 1995, and that was the catalyst for me. She was always my mentor, and that shoved me into, well, now you're going to learn to fly on your own. And so that was me finding all these aspects of me, many, many years of doing all of that. And I resonated beautifully with the angelics. I sat with the angelic realm, and I love the angels, and you know that. And I'm very much at home in that angelic. And one of a mentor of mine, she laughed at me, and she used to call me Angel Girl. And I thought, oh. And all my crystal collection, and I had all these beautiful soft pinks and the white selenites and the beautiful soft blue celestines and all these things, and you know, all these lovely gentle things. And I thought, yeah. And she just laughed at me and she goes, you're not going to find yourself until you do your shamanic journey. I thought, what's shamanic? You know? I was like, okay. And so then I studied the medicine wheel, and I did all of the work with the earth, and then, you know, did the monarchy and all of these different things. And all of a sudden, my crystal collection, I had these black crystals and these Boji stones and these fossils and these rocks, and, you know, and this is also how I can see my vibrations changed. So, you know, often when we're on this journey, we think, am I making any progress? Am I getting anywhere? What am I doing? And it's all that splattering and shedding and things. And you think, I'm taking 10 steps back. Am I taking any forward? You know, but that's exactly what it is. It's stripping away all that we've accumulated, whether it be, you know, family beliefs or ancestral beliefs or religious, all different beliefs. And we have these things layered and layered and layered and layered upon us. And what we have to do is we have to strip everything away that isn't us. And that's where we start to come into that authentic self. And that's a really beautiful place to sit, but that's one hell of a journey. You know, people say to me, you know, the spiritual journey, and I'll say, don't think it's all fairies and angels and really pretty nice things, because it's not. It will knock you around and splatter you around, and it will shape you, and it will do everything to make you awaken and grow and evolve. And this is part of the journey where you've got to make it real when you talk to people, you know. And I can see why she laughed when she called me the Angel Girl, because I was really happy and safe in that aspect. But I was never going to grow into all that I had to be when I stayed there. And that happens with all of us. We find somewhere where we're safe and we think we've just got to stay there and this is all we are until we start to grow and expand and come into it. And so I like to see these tangible things where it shows me things where I've grown and bits and coming into the different energies. And, I can remember, when I did some of my shamanic studies and things, one of the first exercises was you had to stand up and say you're a powerful medicine woman. Do you think those words would even come out of my mouth? I couldn't even say those words. And that was really only about 2.5 years ago, that big journey that I started there. And now I can speak freely about anything, and I do the teaching and all those. So this is how we can have these tangible timelines, for want of a better word, where we can see our growth. And it's important to stop and acknowledge those steps, because all of us, we're always looking and searching, but sometimes we've got to stop and consolidate and breathe and think and acknowledge where we've done and what we've done and where we're at before another new path or another new journey or another new aspect of us will come. And this is all part of it. And being in and sitting in these energies, and I was really blessed when we were at Yukai, because I sat and I met Sue. And all of a sudden there was this woman, and we were saying all these things were the same. We'd been in the same sacred sites. We've got 22-4 number. We've got this, we've got that, and this earthwork. And I'm thinking, I found somebody that I actually resonates and I can understand, and we can talk on these things. And this is half of our battle, is we have to find our tribes. We have to find our soul tribes, or the ones that we can speak openly in our truth with, and who we can talk to, and where we can be open from that beautiful sacred heart space, because you can't sit and talk about ley lines and, seeing things and all of these different bits and pieces. People go, oh my God, what's going on? But then when you start to find your soul tribe and what you vibrate at, your energy, your space, you'll always draw people to you from your light and your love and what you're putting out, And so like attracts like, and all of a sudden when you're on your path, you come across and you connect with these most amazing people. And that's what I've found, particularly in the last 3 years. Blows my mind. I'm meeting these amazing people and they want to work with me. And I think, how does that happen? But that's obviously the connections. Souls recognize souls. You recognize truth. You recognize authenticity. You recognize someone's light or what their energy is holding. And you're just drawn like a moth to it. And that's the beautiful thing about sitting in sacred space like this, is you can be open with your heart and you can express and you can talk, and anyone, you'll resonate to anything that any of us says. There'll be something from each of us you think, yeah, that's me, that's a truth of mine. People know truth. And that's what part of the grandmothers is. We get up and we just share our life and our stories, because you can be guaranteed someone else is going through that or gone through that or understands that walk. And so we are keepers of wisdom. We share our stories, we share our journeys. And that's what really we're all about. So I hope that makes some sort of sense with those things as well. Thank you.